Okay, we have a problem when the range of G doesn't fit into the domain of F. And in those situations, we need to make some alterations to the domain of the inside so that the range of the inside does fit into the domain of the outside. Let's go back to the previous example where we know that P of K does not exist because the range coming out of the inside goes down to -4, but the domain of the outside starts at +1. So if I would do a little diagram of that, we're doing P of K of X. And I think this diagram is really helpful. I go through K of X first, and then I come out of K of X and I go through P of X. So any value of X is going to go in through K, the output of the K becomes the input of the P, and then the output of the P is my final answer. So we know that the domain of K is all real numbers and that the range would be -4 to infinity. And for P, 1 to infinity, and that would be 0 to infinity. But we have a problem. We have a problem, and I'm going to change my colour. My problem is this number here. I want that to be 1. I want that to be 1 to infinity, so therefore it would then fit in through P of X. So I've got to change my K, and my K is the parabola. A parabola that looks like this and goes down here to -4. And I want it to go from 1 to infinity, not -4 to infinity. So I want this bit where that's 1 and this bit where that's 1. So my new domain are all these values of X here and here that will then give me a range of 1 to infinity, not -4 to infinity. So if I make x squared minus 4 equal 1, therefore x squared equals 5, therefore x equals plus or minus √5. So minus √5 is the limiting number here, and √5 is the limiting number here. So the range, my domain that I want to put in now is -√5 through to √5 inclusive, and then that definitely will give me a range that goes from 1 to infinity, which means 1 to infinity is a perfect fit, so this here doesn't change. So my new domain should be -√5 to 5. So the domain of the composite P of K of X will equal the domain of the inside, which is K of X, which is now changed to -√5 to √5. And the range of P of K is going to be still 0 to infinity, because the numbers 1 to infinity is exactly matched by what's coming in. But if what's coming in doesn't match it, then you need to think about changing that range. Okay, so have a go at the examples that are included in this tutorial.